Hello my bookish besties and welcome back in. Today we are going to be starting a vlog, a reading challenge if you will. Whatever you want to call it, we are going to be reading until we bust this freaking reading slump. The first series slash book slash whatever you want to call it that I think I'm going to try is the Mindf series. If you watched my I'm in a reading slump help video, I am like currently addicted to Criminal Minds. It's all I can think about. So I'm hoping that this will be close enough that it will, scratch the itch, the desire to watch Criminal Minds. And if it doesn't, well, we're going to keep reading until we eventually get out of this slump. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to read this whole volume or if I'm going to just do by books, because it is technically 5 books in one. It's a little over like 700 pages, I think. Oh, it's just under 600. It's 683 total. So I haven't decided if we're going to read this whole thing or if we're just going to read the first story and kind of like take breaks, but I don't know how it's structured. Like I don't know if it's the, if you can hear my dog drinking water, I'm so sorry. That is so loud. I'm not sure though if it's structured in a way where like I'll want to read all 5 back to back or if I can take breaks. We're just gonna see, we're gonna vibe. I'm about to start it, so wish me luck. I like how her name is St. Abby and it says romance with a stabby twist. Like that's literally her name. That's so funny to me. I'm so scared. Okay, we're gonna start it. Here we go. Okay, the opening, like little chapter paragraph, crazy. Setting the scene really well. This girl is crazy. Also, I didn't know, I'm gonna have to fact check this. I didn't know Albert Einstein said this. It says, I love humanity, but I hate humans. Albert Einstein. Anywho, wish me luck. I'm kind of scared. If I understand right, the FBI agents that she's like talking to are literally profilers. This might break my reading slump. Like, am I literally reading about like, I don't know, Agent Hotchner right now? This could be it, guys. It might be a one and done vlog. I will keep you updated. I'm reading somewhere that's not my house for the first time in like at least over a year. I went to a local coffee shop and got a vanilla rose breve. I thought a breve would sound kind of good. I usually get white chocolate and brown sugar or lavender and vanilla, but I went to Florida a couple of years ago and got a rose latte there, and it was phenomenal, life-changing. The only thing I don't like about this place that I forgot about is they charge per syrup. So like, which I guess some places do, but they don't really have like preset items. So like if you want, a white chocolate mocha, add something instead of like the $6 white chocolate mocha that then you add something to. It's like you get a $6 latte, add $2 worth of syrup, and it's like I don't love that, but support local. Let's try our coffee. Okay, wow. That's so good. I have an espresso machine at home, but I feel like sometimes when I order coffee out, it tastes better, which is crazy because I used to be a barista. So you'd think I would be in on the know, but apparently not, because the coffee I make is just not good and I don't like it like this. Phenomenal. I feel like if I made this exact same thing at home, it'd be nasty. Wow, that is divine, actually. I am currently reading the Mindf, just to remind you. I read about 30-ish pages last night before I got distracted. I wanted to go ahead and plan a little bit of my content calendar for March, and I went ahead and filmed some content, did some, I almost said some analog stuff. I did some admin stuff. That's what I'm looking for. I did some, like, housekeeping items. Um, and now we are ready to lock the freak in. So far, like I said, I'm about 33 pages in, but I am loving it. It is so good. It genuinely is reminding me of Criminal Minds, which is exactly what we needed. It is like genuinely what I'm picturing right now is Aaron Hotchner. Like, in my mind, this is an Aaron Hotchner fan fiction, and I will not take any notes on that. And his friend, the one that hit on Lena in the beginning, was Derek. I will say though, I did accidentally read a spoiler last night for this book. Um, and at least right now, I don't know how I feel about the spoiler that I read, but I guess we will see when we get there if my opinions change at all. But as of right now, um, this book is going from like a yippee giddy 5 stars to like a we'll see. We'll see what I think. Undetermined. I would tell you what the spoiler is, but I'm trying to keep my own vlog spoiler free because I don't want the same experience to happen to someone else. But it reads very fast. So, yeah. All I'm trying to say is it's scratching the itch I need it to, and I'm really excited. Okay, what is with every single chapter having an Albert Einstein quote? I know she said she's like obsessed with Albert Einstein like Lana did, but like why does Logan's chapters also have Albert Einstein? Someone please tell me. I don't hate it, but a part of me is like, did he actually say all of these quotes? Like, am I tripping? Because I don't know, to be honest. Very early impressions of this book, their dynamic is cute but confusing to me. I feel like our boy Logan is just stupid. But that could also be reader's bias. Like, I know what is going on with Lena, and I'm like, how could you not, sir? But I guess we'll see what happens. They are about to have an in person date, essentially, for the first time. He looked up her address and is heading to her house with his FBI go bag. So, a little strange, but also to be expected from an FBI serial killer romance. So, it's what we get, I guess. I will keep you all updated as I continue to read more. I'm having very mixed opinions right now because a part of me is looking at this logically, thinking, yeah, this would never happen. But then the other part of me is, like I said, reading this as an Aaron Hotchner fan fiction, and I'm like, ooh, that's sexy. But then I'm also like, maybe Hotchner wasn't the right person to choose because I don't picture him doing something like looking up a girl's address. Like, I don't picture Aaron Hotchner using his ability in the FBI to get a woman, is what I'm trying to say. But anywho, like I said, I'll keep you all updated as I continue to read. Okay, so I do think the last time I updated you was a couple days ago at the cafe. I haven't read a ton since then. We've been super busy. But I do fear that the spoiler I read for this is making me not like it as much. Like, every time I pick it up, all I can think about is that spoiler that I read. That being said, I am on page 81, so I have about, I think the first book ends on 123. Yeah, so the first book ends on 123, so I have about 50-ish pages left of the first book. I am enjoying it. It's just every time I pick it up, I'm kind of like, because all I can think about, like I said, is that spoiler. And I do fear that this is maybe not the most appropriate book to take to work, just considering the subject matter and the title and stuff. So I am, now that I'm in the office the rest of the week, going to reserve this as just a at-home slash, nighttime read. So that being said, I did go ahead and pick up If It Makes You Happy today at work. Is the cure to my reading slump going to be a romance? Because that's crazy, because I, like I've mentioned, am not a romance reader, but there is something about this book, I'm just eating it up, which I kind of anticipated because, like I mentioned, I think previously, everyone and their dog rates this book 5 stars, so I'm not surprised. But as a self-proclaimed romance hater, I'm shook that this might be what gets me into reading. I read 110 pages today, which is actually the longest I think I've read in one sitting in a while, so this is really looking good for me. Also, this isn't a spoiler because it's like literally the main plot and it's the prologue. I always get those confused for some reason when I'm talking to a camera. But anywho, during the prologue, the main woman, her name is Michelle or Shelley, her husband and her are divorced but haven't told anyone yet. And their dog, Rocket, is technically his dog. And Rocket, like, walks up to the husband. His name is Alan. The dog, Rocket, walks up to Alan and, like, is super happy, you know, the way dogs do, the way they greet people. And Alan kind of pets him and then, like, shoos him away, like, says, like, okay, let go, because he's giving him up. And Michelle takes him. But, like, as a border collie mom, all I could picture in that moment was, like, say I'm gonna go run an errand and I tell Zoe she can't go with us. The look on her face, the, like, pure disappointment, is exactly how I pictured the prologue. It basically says, like, Rocket's, you know, wagging his tail and he's so excited to, you know, follow Alan, and then when Alan shoos him away, his ears just go back and he gets visibly sad. But I was like, I can picture it so well. But anywho, I did read the first month. I believe this takes place in 5 months, so I'm about 20% through. I'm up to October now. Speak of the devil, come here, Zoe. Like, this is who I'm picturing when I'm thinking about Rocket being all sad. You're just like Rocket too. You don't like people touching you. Anywho. But yeah, I am going to continue reading these and I'll keep you updated. Okay, I can't remember the last time I updated you guys, but I did just finish The Risk. That's book 1 of the Mindf series. I think I'm gonna give it like a 4-star. It was good. It definitely had me interested at times. It gave Dexter, it gave Criminal Minds, it was giving all the stuff I love, but I did kind of read it slowly because I got the ick. I think I mentioned this in an earlier clip. I did accidentally see a spoiler for how the, like, all 5 books end, which is making me a little discouraged, but overall, I really liked it. And then also the ending of book 1, absolutely crazy. My jaw's on the ground. My plan was to take a soft DNF break, read something else, and come back to book 2, but with that ending, I might need to continue on, because, what? Okay, let's see how long book 2 is. I know this, like, is unrealistic, but I wish the pages would restart, like, you know, go back to chapter 1 again. Okay, so it ends on 2:35, and it starts on 1:25-ish, so it's about 110 pages, which actually isn't that bad. I might go ahead and read it. I also need to write my review for book 2, or book 1, while it's fresh on my mind. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do a 4, just because I did get the ick occasionally, but, like, overall my interest was held. So, reading slump, not officially cured yet, but we're getting close. I'm about 40% through If It Makes You Happy. I kind of am wanting to take a break from this. I'm in this weird spot where I don't know what I want to read. Obviously, reading slump, duh. I'm, like, kind of thinking about maybe trying The Wolf King or The Future Saints. Like, I feel like I need to just do, like, a full rebrand, like, try something super different than anything else, because the problem with reading the Mindf series is I thought reading something similar to Criminal Minds would help me get over Criminal Minds, but in my head I'm like, well, I'd rather just watch Criminal Minds, especially considering I know a lot of the major plot beats of the Mindf series. And then this one's really cute, but I am kind of enjoying reading it at work. It's like a quick read for me, so I don't know that I want to read it right now. Like, I just don't know if nighttime reads are a romance for me. Like, I might wait and read this maybe during the day tomorrow. So I do have the Rose Bargain technically started right now, and I do, like I mentioned, kind of want to start the Wolf King. And I also have Dagger Mouth, which is a really big book right now. It's a new dystopian book. And I do feel like that could get me out of a reading slump, because like literally everyone and their dog says it's really good. But also, I think I mentioned this in an earlier clip too, I'm scared that if I read a book like that, it's like, well, what if I don't like it because I'm in a slump and everyone says I'm gonna like it? Like, what if like something psychological happens to where I then don't like it? Does that make sense? I don't know, but that's how my brain's working right now. So, but anywho, I guess I need to pick my next read, because I did technically finish a book. It is March 6th, and that was my first book I've technically finished, and it was like 120 pages, so stay tuned. Update, I think I'm going to go ahead and start The Future Saints. This is a book I have on audiobook. I do technically have The Rose Bargain and The Wolf King also on audiobook, but I think I'm in the mood for a general fiction. I kind of want to start So Old, So Young, but I think specifically right now, it's 10:30 p.m. That's crazy. I think specifically right now what I want to do is immersion read, and I don't really want to buy the audiobook for that, and I doubt my library has it since it's a pretty new release. So I am going to go ahead, I think, and start The Future Saints. This is basically, I've heard a Daisy Jones, I almost said retelling. It's not, it's its own plot. It's basically about a band whose manager dies, and then this new manager comes in and is trying to, like, you know, help them come back. And I believe the main character is kind of going off the deep end a little bit. She's like super depressed about their manager. So, but the reason I bring up Daisy Jones is I have heard it's similar vibes to Daisy Jones and the Six. So I forgot my Of Mice and Men bookmark is in here. I guess I'll use that one. But yeah, it's basically, I don't know. I'm excited to read it though. It's been on my radar for quite a while. Also, this is funny. I feel like I've probably noticed this before in Book of the Month editions, but never really thought about it like this. They have like the prices in the corners, which I think is just funny, because like it's not, at least to my knowledge, there's not. It's not like you would go into a Book of the Month store and buy this. Like, I wonder if they're just basically copy and pasting the original covers that intensely and just adding their own logos and words. But yeah, I think that's kind of funny. I genuinely don't know why they would have the price still. Maybe for reselling purposes? I don't know. Anywho, I'm gonna have to start this. I will keep you all updated. Good news, I've been cured. My reading slump is gone. The book that solved it wasn't The Future Saints, and it wasn't If It Makes You Happy, and it wasn't the Mindf series. It was actually The Rose Bargain. I mentioned earlier in this video that I started this maybe like last week or 2 weeks ago and just kind of wasn't in the mood for it. But something happened yesterday to where I was just kind of like, I think I want to pick that up. And I picked it up, and it was so freaking good. I read like literally the whole thing pretty much in one sitting yesterday. I should have recorded some of it because this book is crazy. Some of my reactions were diabolical. There was a scene like kind of near the end where I was just sitting there and I was like, and yeah, it kept me gripped. I will say the first like 20-ish% was a little bit slow. It's, you know, setting up the premise, the world, the characters, etc. But once we get into like the, I don't want to say trials, because they're not necessarily trials, they're more like things they have to do. Once we get into that, this book picked up majorly for me, and I'm so happy. It was so good. I'm really, really excited for the second book now. I think it's only going to be a duology, so luckily we don't have to wait long. I believe the second book comes out in April, so definitely
going to be picking that up on release. I am like genuinely flabbergasted. I will say I immersion read this and I really, really liked the audiobook narrators quite a lot. I'm so happy that I'm out of my reading slump. I went last night, finished this at like 11, and immediately started another book, which is a really good sign that my reading slump is pretty much cured. I do think I'm going to continue both The Future Saints, If It Makes You Happy, etc., all those books, but this is the one that finally got me to binge. I do think the key to getting out of my slump, at least, was finding a very, like, gripping, on your toes, adventurous kind of book. Like, there were several chapters that would end kind of on a cliffhanger, and I just wanted to keep reading and reading and reading and reading and figure out what the frick was happening. So I definitely think that helped quite a lot. But yeah, anywho, I'm so happy to be out of my reading slump, and knock on wood that it doesn't stay, because, or that it doesn't come back, I guess, because whew. But anywho, let me know what you guys have been reading recently down